Hello again, people of the internet, and welcome back to fixing broken things that are fixing broken things so that they work good. Yeah. Today we have a very special item. This is a CRTV, and it's actually broken this time. Now, CRTVs, these were used before flat screens and, your phone. Probably what you're watching on right now. So to sum it up, this here is a big old TV. This has got a VHS stuck in it, and we're going to try and get it out. So, opening it up, the flap, there is a VHS stuck in here. Now, as a child, when this would happen, I would just, consistently pull up and try and finagle this VHS out. But this one's kind of stuck in, so hence why we're here. Oops. I've popped the faceplate off the front to see if that exposed any screws, and it has not. So looking around, I've got a screw here and here. I've got a screw down here by the ports, and we might have another screw, or a few of them, on the bottom. And we do. Okay. So, methinks. There we go. Ta-da! And that was that screw with the ports I was talking about, but that's attached to the assembly. Now. Okay, so we've opened it up, and here's a better look on the inside. So right off the bat, these here are the buttons. Oops. These here are the buttons that you press on the outside. You notice they're just plastic, and all they do is when pressed is they just push down, and what they hit are these little buttons here. So that's interesting. I didn't know that before. I would have assumed it was just something mechanical that freed this. I mean, it is. You can see these gears here, but they need a digital input so that they don't, ruin the tape and they just don't eject when people want. So on top of it was this metal plate that I removed, and you can see on the inside this funky looking contraption, but right next to it is the tape for the VHS, and you can see it goes into it there. So this is actually how it reads, which is super cool. I need a way to dislodge this. So you're probably wondering, did you try to turn this on and eject it yourself? And I have not. Okay, I've reconnected it enough. All the grounds are grounded. And with me, I have the magical plug of wonders. Let's put this in, hit some buttons, and see what happens, man. I don't know. Aha. Fuck. Eject. I see it spinning. I don't see anything engaging. I see the power cutting out. The power cutting out is most likely me for doing stuff. So with confirmation that the eject button does not work, I went ahead and disassembled the TV down to the point where the VHS module is. The things underneath I can play with. I'm going to go ahead and try and get the rest off. I've made some progress, and by progress I mean I ripped the whole thing out. But here's the underside of this. I'm just going to pretty much play with these pulleys and mechanisms and see if I can't get that thing to dislodge. And in my pursuit to do this, I moved like a lot of screws, and I don't really know where they go. So spinning this spins that gear underneath, because it's on a screw there that spins this gear. That opens up these, which in turn, if we flip it over, are those little posts down there that pull the tape. So I'm thinking, if I spin this all the way, it's going to do something that I'm going to like. Alright, so I took off the motor, found the gear had a path to it. undid that a ton. That's now released this up to the higher level, which means we should be able to pop it up and pull it out. Just make sure that the tape is... yeah, the tape's kind of there. So... popped it up. And see, I'm destroying the tape on that corner. I've successfully ejected this, but I've destroyed the tape, I'm fairly certain. Which is something I did not want to do. Shoot. So, it's a new day, and things are a mess, let's be real. I have opened up this TV, and taking out the VCR player. I prioritized getting this VHS out, but I damaged it. And in the process, I wasn't really paying attention to how I disassembled it. I really should have, remembered that I'm prioritizing the mechanism over the VHS. And I would be besides myself if I simply just threw this out because I screwed this up. So, we're going to put this back together. Alright, so I don't know how, but I'm doing it. And that is all I can hope for. I've reassembled this little gear section. That took me a little bit because I had to slot this piece. Ooh, I have to reattach that band. I almost forgot about that. I had to see that properly, the plastic and the metal, and just figure out how this went back together. Now I know what you're thinking. If you were recording all this, you should know. I did not record this because I was getting annoyed trying to get this VHS out. As far as I know, I'm putting back all the pieces where they need to be, and I'm reattaching all the connections, like the grounds and the bands. So, I'm hoping this works. We'll see. I have reassembled most of this. My only issue is right here. I am fairly certain there's supposed to be a ground wire that connects on top of here. I know what I'm looking for. I looked back through the footage the one time this helped me, because nothing else I did was helpful, because I didn't record me ripping this to shreds. But I figured out the wire goes from here to that. I just need to find it now. I've got it. After spending a long time figuring out how the manufactured pieces go back together, I put the manufactured pieces back together. And here I am slotting the assembly back into the casing and reattaching all wires. But now that this is assembled, it's time to test it, right? Right. And we did this right because we have 3 extra screws. If this botched repair job wasn't scary enough for you, we have now transferred outside into the middle of the night, where we're going to be testing a potentially dangerous television to see if it works. And for that, we're going to need some eye protection.